Hello and welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. Today we are going to be back in playing some Commander, but we are going to be playing some Precons. We are going to get into a lobby here on Spell Table where we are going to be playing strictly Precons, Unmodified, and seeing how things go. Now, I've got 4 Precon decks, and today, as you can see, we are playing Y'shtola, the Knight's Blessed. Y'shtola is one colorless, white, blue, black. She is a 2/4 legendary cat warlock with vigilance, and at the beginning of each instep, if a player lost 4 or more life this turn, you draw a card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, Y'shtola deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. Now this deck is a very fun deck to play. Basically, we're going to be attempting to gain advantage through Y'shtola's card draw mechanic. We want to try to cast Y'shtola on curve as easily as possible or quickly as possible. So my goal is to have Y'shtola out before turn 4 or before or on turn 4. We do that with plenty of different types of mana rocks as well as um, yeah, so basically it was just like mana rocks and land drops and stuff like that. Then once we have Y'shtola out, we are then going to try to whittle the table down with non-creature spells that cost 3 or more until we eventually are able to draw into a win. Different times that I've won this game was with just burning out with Y'shtola directly, or with stuff like I think there's an Exsanguinate in this build. Um, yeah, there's an Exsanguinate in here where I can just technically just take out the whole table if I've got enough mana. This deck does seem to be pretty good on mana drops. I've never really had a situation where I was like I'm lacking. But the benefit for Y'shtola is really going to be the part where it says when you mana value 3 or greater, Y'shtola deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. The reason why that's so good is because that will trigger life gain, like life link, stuff like that, because it is Y'shtola dealing that damage. So one of my favorite interactions with the deck, and comes with the precon, is going to be with Dancing Chakrams, which gives the enchanted creature plus any commanders that you control +2/+2 and lifelink. Now, the benefit of the card draw is that if my opponents attack each other and deal more than 4 damage, or if they attack me and deal more than 4 damage, I still get that card draw on the turn. So Y'shtola gives a lot of value, a lot of card draw, and helps me to draw into the spells that I need to be able to burn down the table quicker. So with that being said, this is what we're going to play. Hopefully you like the new thumbnail. That's what I'm showing here. And this will be also the thumbnail for this video. So with that being said, let's get Battle of the Precons going, and we will have some fun. Well, it just started, so all right. So turn order, draw for turn, and then we'll do a Path of Ancestry into play taps. Let's go ahead and get. Give me 1 second. There we go. I love that card. He'll be able to play his cards with flash. I used to run that in my Zaxara deck back when it was $100 budget deck. Um, about 600. It's an X spells matters deck. we'll untap, we'll draw. We will play. I think we're going to play this Sunken Ruins. We're going to tap 2 for an Arcane Signet. I go down to 6 cards in hand, and I pass the turn. Okay. Shivan Reef. Fun, fun. Nice. I love that as a turn 2 play. Alright, we'll untap, we'll draw. We're gonna play a Underground River as our land for turn. We're gonna tap Underground River, Sunken Ruins, and Path of Ancestry. I take 1. And my Arcane Signet, we're gonna play Y'shtola. Because I tap for Path of Ancestry, I get to scry 1. We will leave that on top. Oh no. uh, yeah, you would be on 7 cards. Let's get. I've got an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old, so yeah. We're starting my 8-year-old on Lorcana. So we're getting her started with something that's a little bit more interesting for her. Nice. All right. Do we get a buffed up kilo on curve here? Yeah. Yep. Kilo's now a 4/4 with haste. And then when he had. All right. And then you get a proliferate trigger on attack, so it's actually a 5/5. Fine. Fun, fun. All right, we're gonna play a Shine Shadow Snarl into play tapped. Then we're going to tap for 3, and we're gonna play a Relic of Legends. So that triggers Ishtola. Each opponent loses 2 life, and I gain 2 life. Um, we will tap for 3, and we'll play a Hildebrand Mauderville sent on an adventure. So I created 2/2 black zombie creature token, and everybody takes another 2, and I gain 2. Yep, it kind of yeah it kind oh no so it's basically if I've got the spells to play, um, and then if you guys when you guys beat up on each other, then that also will trigger it if someone takes 4 life, or if it or if you beat up on me. Um, nope, it's if you beat up it's if any player loses 4 life in a turn, then at the end of that turn I get to draw a card. Uh, I gain my 2. And then I will pass my turn. On my end step, I draw off of Ishtola. And it's only if I play non-creature spells that the Ishtola trigger. Nice. I'm gonna move this over here so it's out of the way. Nice. Nope, you're good. You're fine. Yeah, it's just moving the combat. Yep. It goes to your hand first. Yep. And then it's only when you attack you can put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. Nice. Artifact reduction. Gotta love it. There you go. And you don't get the sunburst effect. Nope, because you didn't spend mana to cast it. You won't be able. Yeah, you won't be able to put any counters on it. I mean, if he wants to, that's fine. He just basically all he has to do is just get it with one counter on it. So play the yeah. So the enthusi. The problem is that if he does that, I don't think he's going to have enough to play the enthusiastic Mechanaut until his second main after he proliferates. So yeah. So yeah. So pull the Mechanaut back. Pull, yeah, pull, yep. Now play the Pentad pen. Yep, play the Prism first. Even just one color, yeah. Even just one color is fine. Yep. And then you got to tap. Yeah, as long as you tap for one color, you put a counter on it. And then, yeah. So well, first you want to play your enthusiastic Mechanaut. Yep. You got not your Ethereum Sculptor first, your Mechanaut first. Okay, now you go to combat, and on combat, when you attack with Kilo, you're going to proliferate. So first things first is your hammer gets a counter. Yep, and then you can proliferate. Yep, and then you can proliferate your counter on your. There you go. Yeah. Who are you attacking with Kilo? Okay, so that's a 6/6 double strike. 7/7 double strike. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna put the zombie in front of it. No, it's not trample. Now you go to main phase two. Yep, you only pay one for the Ethereum Sculptor. There you go. Yep. We'll untap. We'll draw. I'm going to play a Drowned Catacombs as my land for turn. Hmm. Let's see. I think we're gonna go 2 for an Astrologer's Planisphere. It's got job select. So equipped creature. Equipped creature is a wizard in addition to its other types, and has whenever you cast a non-creature spell and whenever you draw your third card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Then I'm gonna tap 3 for a Blue Mage's Cane, which also has job select. Equipped creature gets +0/+2 and is a wizard in addition to its other types, and has whenever this creature attacks, exile up to one target instant or sorcery card from defending player's graveyard. If you do, copy it, and you may cast a copy by paying 3 rather than paying its mana cost. That, however, does trigger my Planisphere, so it gets a +1. That creature gets a +1/+1 counter. And it also triggers Ishtola. You each lose 2 life and I gain 2 life. So, 1, 2. Then we will. Do I move to combat here? I've got one more thing I can do. Yeah, we're actually going to tap for 2 and not go to combat, even though it means that I'm not going to be able to draw a card. We're going to cast Hildebrand from the adventure. Creature tokens I control get +1/+1, and when Hildebrand Monderville dies, you may cast it from your graveyard as an adventure until the end of your next turn. So these guys both get buffed to, this one is a 2/4, and this one is a 3/3. And then we're gonna pass the turn. Uh, Kilo's the most Kilo. Oh, well, yeah. I could have done this. Yeah, I could have sequenced it better. Yeah, I could have waited until my second main to cast Hildebrand, but oh well. I forgot you still had vigilance. Yeah, threat assessment wise, yes, my board is scary, but it's very limited. Kilo is, yeah, that's a double strike with 2 mana reducers on board, and that double strike is just going to get bigger every single turn. Nice. That's fine. Okay. You get 2 explore triggers. That goes to hand. Yep. And then the other one, okay, goes to hand. You get an attack trigger. Right. So you took 3 commander. No, that's only if you don't put a land into play. Oh, the other one, the other one. Yep, the other one. Yep, you're good. He said he'll be back in a second. And unfortunately, Kilo only took 3 damage, so I do not get to draw a card. Um, it's turn 5. Yeah. Nice. I've got January. January, I got January. I'll have 3. I'll have my third one. This one that's a little stressful. this this one was not planned. Doesn't mean unloved. It just means unplanned. Yeah. Yeah, my wife was about ready to cry though because she never wanted to be 35 and pregnant. And my joke is that well it happened while you were still 34. So you can't be mad at me. Yeah. You get a trigger off of that by the way. Nice. Everybody's getting scary. It's just a creature token. It's all graveyards. So it can get up to a 5/5 depending on what all is in people's graveyards. Or sorry, a 9/9. Sorry, 9/9. Yeah, there's 9 card types. Yeah, that's what the deck does. Is it just creates a bunch of them. Okay. Me again? It's a 9/9. I'll block it with a Hildebrand. What's that do? Okay. Yeah, it can be. All right, so we will untap. We'll draw. All right. We're gonna play a port town into play tapped, I believe, because I do not have a plains or an island. Crazy, I know. All right. So how is the best way to do this? I think we've got 7 mana available. 8 if we tap each Stola. So yeah, I think we do that. I'm gonna tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna play a Hrasilvogr of the First Brood. She's got flying, vigilance, ward 2, and when this card enters in, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature gets +1/+0 until the end of turn, and can't be blocked this turn. So we're going to give that to Ishtola. So Ishtola gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked. So she is now a 3/4. Um, then we are going to. Ooh, I can do that because. Okay. No, because I want to keep it up. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go to combat. And we're going to send Ishtola at Kilo because he keeps attacking me. 3 commander. Can't be blocked. Alright, and then we're going to go to main phase 2. I'm going to tap for 3. And I'm going to send Hildebrand back on an adventure. Create a 2/2 zombie. Also, because I played Hasservinger, I got the draw card, so I missed that draw trigger. Um, create a 2/2 zombie. Trigger on. It's inclusive of yours. Okay, I did not realize that. I'm sorry. So I'll put that back. I'm gonna draw it at the end of the turn anyway. Um, so trigger on playing that. We get to put a counter on here. Everybody takes 2. I gain 2. And then we'll Until the end of turn, Ishtola is a 4/4, I guess. Doesn't matter because she's already attacked. Then we'll move to Instep, and I'll draw that card, and then we'll pass the turn. Now I do have to look up a rules thing. I don't know if I can recast Hildebrand as a creature. But I didn't know because it was sent on an adventure from my graveyard. Does that mean I can recast it as a creature? Okay, cool. Because it says when Hildebrand Manderville dies, you may cast it from your graveyard as an adventure until the end of your next turn. Yep. Uh-oh. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe your devotion is 5, isn't it? 4. Yeah, she counts. +1/+1 counter. And then all your others will gain a +1/+1 counter as well. Because they're all going to see the same thing. I don't think you can move it to the bottom. All your creatures got bigger. We've got a what 7? We've got a 9/9 kilo that's going to be able to kill next turn. I am. Yeah, so it'll still enter tapped. Yep. Kilo, you took 4 off of Hawkball. Yep. On your instep, each Stola triggers and I draw a card. I've got 0. Nice. I've got a 5/5 plus 2 is 7 plus 3 is 10 plus 4 is, or plus 1 is 11. He needs to hit somebody. He gains treasure tokens for how much damage he deals. I won't take the full 6. I'll block with my zombie and I'll take 5. It's a 2/2, correct? Or sorry, I'll take 4. I'll take 4, not the 5. Not the 5. All right. Yep. I'll block the zombie and I take 4, commander. I would have done that. I would have done that if he would have taken out the Kilo, but I don't think he can. Because I have a feeling that Kilo is just going to keep coming at me. Okay. Okay. As he says, with a kilo that can deal that can deal lethal damage if it gets through. Oh, thank goodness that's in the graveyard. Oh, by the way, on your end step, I drew a card off of Y'shtola because I took 4 damage. I figured. Um, I'm gonna block with my hero. I'm getting targeted hard by this guy. Okay. All right. We're gonna untap. Gonna draw. Yeah, he swung at me again. I'm gonna play a Sunken Hollow as my land for turn. I'm gonna tap 1 to play an Authority of Consoles. Creatures your opponents control enter tapped, and whenever a creature an opponent controls enters, I gain 1 life. Um, that triggers on Harvestlinger. Each Stola gets +1 and +1, or sorry, +1/+0 and can't be blocked. And then my hero gets a counter, so it is now a 4/4. We will tap 2 to put my Blue Mage's Cane on Y'shtola, which makes it a 3/6. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, I get to cast an instant card from their graveyard. If I do, or sorry, I get to exile an instant card from defending player's graveyard. If you do, copy it, and you may cast the copy by paying 3 rather than its mana cost. Um, so, instant or sorcery cards in your graveyards. What do we got? You got a Kodoma's Reach. You've got nothing. You've got nothing. Okay. Is the Kodama's Reach worth it? I get a land into play, or it comes into play tapped. Oh, that's true. I get 2 lands. Okay, that actually might have value. Not really. Yeah, but I've also got the Y'shtola now, so I can attack with the Y'shtola and then not do it. I think is probably my best bet. That way I keep land up, or I keep yeah, I keep land up. Yeah, so we're going to swing Ishtola, can't be blocked, and we're going to hit Kilo again, I guess, because he keeps attacking me. Um, so you take 3, Commander Sir, and then we'll move to main phase 2, and we'll tap for 1, 2, and we'll play a Hildebrand Monderville. So all my creature tokens get +1/+1. Give me 1 second. I'm just deciding here. Because that's only 3. Ow. You're. Oh, are you sure? Okay. Not a problem. See you later. See you later, buddy. Okay. Yeah, I think that's my turn. And nobody took 4 or more life this turn, so no trigger. Mm-hmm. Nice. You can just pump that up to 2. The one that's on it. Oh, okay. Raven. I respond with Kitty. Merfolk, all those creatures entered tapped, by the way. So, and the one that you, yep. So I gain 4. Yes, I gain 1 for each creature an opponent controls that enters the battlefield. Goes to your hand. Nope. Go on, Raven. Nice. You don't have to do that. All your creatures with counters have. Yep. You could. Uh, yeah, he's definitely not going to die from me anytime soon. He's still at 32 life. One, two, three, four, 4. I've got Ishtola, who is a 2/4. I've got Hildebrand, which is a 2/2. I've got a 5/5 with Flying Vigilance and Ward 2. And then I've got a 4/4 hero. Correct. And actually, my hero is a 5/5 because Hildebrand's out, by the way. The hero has 3 counters. It's a 5/5. No. What's that do? Okay. In response. It's not going to do much, unfortunately. I think I'm still going to end up losing. I'm going to tap for 3, and I'm going to send Murderous Rider on an adventure, killing your commander. I lose 2 life. And then you lose 2 life, and I gain 2 life off of Ishtola. That puts another counter on my hero. And the rest of them go to my hand. And you're God. Yep, you're God. Uh, Possibly. I could do another one. Alright. We'll untap. On your end step, I get to draw a card because he took 17 damage, by the way. Okay. What do I do here? What do I do here? I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play a Scavenging Grounds as our land for turn. Then we're going to tap 4 to play Ishtola. Then we're going to. Okay, what do you got out there? You've got. Okay, what is Herald of the Secret Streams do? Okay. Yep. Okay, cool. Okay. Um so we're going to, and then what instants or sorceries do you have in your graveyard? No. Okay. So we're going to, I think we do that. 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna Void Rend, targeting your one that gives all your creatures with +1/+1 counters unblockable. Destroy target non-land permanent. This spell can't be countered. You take 2 life and I gain 2 life. Then let's see here. I can do one or the other. I can't do both. Yeah, I can. I can do both. Okay. We're going to tap for 2, and we're going to play Hildebrand. We're going to give my not or my token creatures +1/+1. So this is now a 6/6. Um, then we're going to tap this and Ishtola. That's 2 to attach Blue Mage's Cane to my hero. So it is now a 6/8. Oh, hold on a second. That may not do anything. How strong are your creatures? Okay, but they're tapped out. Um, yeah, because unfortunately, if I do that, I'm not going to have enough to activate it, and activating it wouldn't really matter because all your creatures have counters. Um, yeah. So instead, we're going to tap one, two, three, and we're going to play the Murderous Rider, which gives me a 2/3 with lifelink. Alright, then we're going to move to combat, and we're going to deal 6 at you. Let me double check here. I think did I put a +1/+1 counter on my hero for the Void Rend? Okay, so it's actually 7. Alright, then we're going to move to end step. Y'shtola triggers, and I draw a card. Alright, we'll pass the turn. Yeah, I've got I've got one, two, three, four. Lifelink. Lifelink. Nope, that one didn't get replayed yet. 4. Okay, targeting. Yep. Okay, so you're exiling all of my creatures. Okay, and then I get 4/3/3 swines. 2/2 boars. Sorry. Well, except for the boars. And we're just gonna say that is the 4/2/2 boars. Okay. Your commander is tapped, and I gain a life. Yep. It's if any creature you control enters. Yep, I got 4/2/2 boards. Okay, so what's the C4 Oracle do? Okay. Um, what's the other one? The five whatever. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna send three in front of the C4 Oracle, so it dies because it's a 6/6. 5/6. Okay. So I actually get to keep two. Um, then we will, I guess, take the rest, which is unfortunate. So how much total is that? So I take 15, and you get to draw one, two, three, four cards. Is it May? I don't think it doesn't matter. It still sees it. It still sees the damage. So yep, you have to do the draw. So you get to draw four cards. I think there's only really one card in this deck that can save me at this point. One or two. All right, my go. We'll untap. We'll draw, and that is not it. We're gonna play a Sky Cloud Expanse as our land for turn. We're going to. Oh, these are exiled, so can't do anything with those. One, two, three, four, five, six. And we're going to replay Ishtola. Um, what did you discard? Okay. I'm willing to give it to you, Ben. Um, yeah, I don't think. Yeah, because I think on your next turn, you're just going to buff your guys up again and you're going to have lethal on me. I can play another creature and have another blocker out, but that's not going to do much. Um, yeah, with a retrace, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway if I played another blocker. So, yep, I'm going to give it to you. Good game. All right, if you guys are up for another game, we can play another game. Let me open back up this lobby. Let me do my sign off for my video, and then we'll start it over. All right, guys. So unfortunately, a rough game, but we managed to get to at least that part of it. I think we played it pretty well. Um, the exiling, the Curse of Swine, really did hurt us. I think we might have had him if he had not done that. But that's what happens when you play legal, or sorry, when you play Magic the Gathering. So we had a good game. I think that we did pretty well with Y'shtola. This is easily my favorite of my Precon decks. And then, but with that being said, I think we are done for today. A nice hour-long game, so hopefully you had a good time. Please leave a like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the gameplay, what you think I could have done better. Hopefully in the future, in that opening kind of like 4 minutes, I'm going to be able to start giving you guys what my opening hand is, or what I ended up keeping in my opening hand. So hopefully we'll get that going here soon. Yeah, everybody, I hope you have a great time. Thank you so much. Bye.